How you doing, everybody? Thanks for watching segment 3 of Smacktalk. I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
Today
we're going to talk about, sorry about that, we're going to talk about the other sports news we didn't catch in segment 1 and 2. If you haven't seen them, definitely check them out. Go back to LasVegas.informermg.com.
You got it right.
Yeah, I got it right now. I got it memorized now. I'll be telling everybody. Preseason in the NHL starts.
Yeah, hockey's back.
Hockey, I can't wait for hockey. I'm sorry, you know me. I love hockey now. Yeah, I can't wait.
He did this to me with soccer a couple years ago. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's done it to
soccer,
me
what? Soccer's boring. All of a sudden, I'm a Manchester United fan. We got segments devoted to trades and things like that in soccer. It's ridiculous.
Can't wait for NHL season start. You know, I got to say my favorite's the Oilers just because we're so young. Can't wait to see what they do. I'm going to say the Blackhawks are going to have to go. I got to root for the Blackhawks. They're good. They're good. I hope they repeat. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas was the former goalie of the Boston Bruins when they won the Stanley
Cup.
He took a year off to kind of just...
Ricky Williams.
Smoked
some pot, go to India, learn some holistic
He did get signed, I believe, by the Islanders last year, but he never really did anything. And now he's trying out for camp in Florida, which basically you or I can try out for camp in Florida and probably make the team.
Yeah, the Panthers.
But as we'll talk about in segment 4, this spot in a hockey team is very important, so a goalie can take you a long way.
Also, the Chicago Blackhawks GM just got a 2-year extension.
Yeah, Stan Bowman.
Why not a 5-year extension?
Yeah, why not?
This guy's great.
Let's just keep him forever.
Yeah.
He was in Detroit for a very long time. And you see with the Detroit Red Wings.
That might be a negotiating move on his behalf, though.
Oh, yeah. If he wins 2 more Stanley Cups, he's going to get a lot more money.
Well, or if he doesn't and they make the playoffs, another team might try to persuade him and throw him a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
It happens.
We had a...
Martha, we're moving to Florida to be the GM of the Panthers.
You know what's funny is the old Blackhawks GM, Daryl Talon, is the Panthers, and now we call them the baby Blackhawks because all the castaways that the
old players,
they're on Florida now.
Yeah. Some NBA news. The Mavs invite Fab Melo to camp.
Hey, man, he was coming out of... Where'd he go, Syracuse?
Yeah.
He was coming out there looking hot. Then all of a sudden, he sucked.
Yeah.
So he got released.
I think the Mavs will do anything to get them a star on their team to help Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, you know what? Mark Cuban does a great job. And I have to give it to him. He's one of the best owners in all of sports.
Yeah, speaking of guys that are whack, the Heat have brought back Michael Beasley.
2nd overall pick, 3 years ago.
This dude is garbage.
4 years ago.
He plays street ball in Brooklyn better
ago.
than he plays NBA ball.
Hey, man, he did nothing in Minnesota. And wherever the heck he went after that, Phoenix, he did nothing there, so they released him.
All right, so the thing I want to talk about the most, segment 3 here, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going...
Versus Canelo.
Shut up. I don't want to talk about this.
We watched it, me and Tony, we watched it together, we got the pay-per-view. We had some friends over, we're all drinking, watching, and, I'm rooting for Mayweather because I don't expect anything different. And I don't like the guy, but he's the best defensive boxer of my generation. And Tony's getting on you. It's funny because Tony's all super hyped into it, and after 3 rounds, Tony's sitting Indian style on the ground with his head down, not saying a word. That's the rarest thing ever.
I was mad.
Look, this is what I said, and I said it before the fight, and it is exactly what happened. Fighters that get in, for some reason, they play his game. In the first 5 or 6 rounds, they feel each other out. By that time, Mayweather's already outpointed you, which we saw. And then by the time the 7th and 8th round comes, Floyd Mayweather's smiling because his corner's already told him that he's won the fight. And then he's playing defense, and these guys, he took the fight to him. Canelo took the fight to him.
At the end, and then got gassed.
Yeah, got gassed. Yeah.
Because Mayweather, with his
shoulder
blocking like this,
I don't get it.
I mean, nobody can get through that.
Nobody can get through that. When Mayweather's like this, what are you going to hit? His forehead? His shoulder? You're not going to hit anything. Just stand back and let him drop the guard.
The thing is, a lot of people can do that. A lot of people can stand like that and play defense.
Yeah,
but he can pop the jab off of that.
Yeah, the counterpunch.
And he pops the jab off of that, and he'll back up and hit you with a counter hook. Then you wouldn't even know. He'll hit you with 3 of them before you even open your eyes.
I'm sorry, but Canelo was just walking into the jab.
I don't know what Canelo was doing because that's not the Canelo Alvarez that I saw in his last 3 fights.
No, exactly. But the thing about Mayweather is he's a counterpuncher. And you saw Canelo try to counterpunch a counterpuncher. It's not going to work. Mayweather's just too quick. I'm sorry, for 36, that dude is quick. He's in there, jabbing low, coming back. I mean, his speed is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I hate Floyd Mayweather. There's an article on Las Vegas Informer. It's called For the Money Mayweather. I wrote it. Go check it out. It'll show you my pure, undying hatred for Floyd Mayweather.
I won money on Floyd Mayweather. So
I lost money on Canelo Alvarez.
No big
Thank
deal.
you.
I put the smart money where the decision's at. the thing that caught my eye is, I'm sorry, but if I'm in a championship fight, I don't care what weight class, if I'm losing, and that little clack, 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 clack of the 12th round comes up 10 seconds, I'm not going to dance with the dude.
No.
I'm going to walk up to him and try to Tyson, just try to get one of those punches. And if you ever seen the movie Real Steel?
You got to go all out. You just go all out at the end, and if you get knocked out in the process, hey, you were going to lose the fight anyway.
You have to take the fight to the champ. You have to show the judges. And
even the announcers even said that. Speaking of judges, who the heck scored that a draw?
I don't know. To get a draw, that means they had 6 rounds Mayweather, 6 rounds Canelo.
That is freaking
I gave
unbelievable.
Canelo maybe 3.
I gave him 3.
Yeah, okay, I say maybe because the second round
I
was
gave
a
him
toss-up. But
stupidest
you know what
judge
that was?
on the face
You know
of
what
the
that
earth.
was? Like your boy Kenny said. Our buddy Kenny said, somebody paid that judge off, and he looks like the a-hole now.
That's fine.
Because none of the other judges were paid off, and he scores it a draw. The other judges had 5 and 6 point victories, which means that 2 or 3 rounds went to Canelo, and the rest of them were all Mayweather. That if 2 judges see that, what is the other judge? What, and you know what it was? And 2 American judges, 1 Canadian.
You think so?
I think the Canadian has no clue what boxing is.
This is what we were talking about on an earlier show. It wasn't about boxing. I think it was about UFC. But getting judges on a panel, you don't get doctors and lawyers who just want to do it for fun. You have to get judges that were in the sport before. You can get Mike Tyson as a judge. You can get Evander Holyfield as a judge.
Bernard Hopkins would be
a judge if he wasn't the champ right now.
And
Roy Jones Jr. could be a judge. And these guys would...
If De La Hoya wasn't sniffing cocaine,
he could be a judge. Yeah, and these people know how to fight. Cesar Chavez. I mean, put these guys in, and they can see it from the aspect that these guys can't.
Yeah, so Nevada Boxing Association... Commission, whatever. Whatever you guys are doing with your judges is stupid. I'm sorry, it's stupid.
Ridiculous.
Because it's not the first time we've seen a weird...
No. We sit here and we watch Friday night fights, Saturday night fights on Showtime. We sit here, we take paper, we score the fights ourselves. And the lines, when we hand it to each other, we go, hey, what do you got? The exact same thing. And the judges got it 4 or 5 rounds different.
Yeah,
it's
well,
ridiculous.
one judge has it for. There's usually a judge who's with
that
us.
knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? I'm not saying we know the be-all, end-all, know-all about boxing, but if any fan can point out that there was no draw whatsoever on that fight, then why does a professional boxing judge think that there is?
Yeah, not only that, you got to look at when we're there are people there who want their friends who couldn't watch the fight want to know round-by-round scorecards, right? And so the first couple rounds go, and I'm like, Mayweather 10-9, and they're like, how do you know? I'm like, because I know enough about boxing that he landed more punches, and you look at the stats at the end, he was 56% on his power punches.
They give you the CompuBox numbers at the end of each round. They don't give you the fight, the 10-9 total, but they give you how many punches were thrown, how many were landed, what the percentage is, the power punches,
and if you're paying attention, a punch that glances off the shoulder and hits the head is not the same as walking straight into a jab or getting caught with a right. And in fact, the one thing I get to give Mayweather credit for, which I did not see in his last fight, his combos he was mixing it up. Yeah. He threw a left-right uppercut that Canelo did not see coming.
Yeah, Canelo looked like a bobblehead on that one.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
So that was a great thing. Floyd still got 4 more fights contracted.
Yeah.
I want to see who he gets because, unfortunately,
he's going to go down on one.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know who else.
It's not because look.
You think Color gets another shot?
I'm a hater, but I'm not going to say that Floyd isn't the best fighter in the world right now because he is the best fighter in the world right now until proven wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't like the guy personally. I don't like his style of fighting.
Which is funny because everyone doesn't like Mayweather because he got flair, but Muhammad Ali was big time flair. I'm saying other people. That's other people's argument. They talks too much.
I mean, I didn't like Tyson. I mean,
hey man.
You gotta respect each other as indivisibles. And that's no
we
reason
might
to
meet
put
him
him up
one
on a
day.
pedicule.
Just so you know, I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah, you let him know.
My worry about this is who's Floyd gonna fight. The only thing that I look forward to is can we get the Pacquiao fight?
Yeah, there's a one-word answer.
We get a Pacquiao fight, or my second would be letting Ortiz get another shot because he got sucker punched last time.
He's got 4 fights. I can give you 3 that need to be done.
Okay, give him 2.
Pacquiao needs to be done.
Yes.
Ortiz needs to be done. Timothy Bradley Jr. needs to be done.
Oh, Bradley Jr. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That guy has a jaw made of stone.
Yeah.
And he beat Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Give Marquez another shot, in fact, at Mayweather, too.
Yeah, there's your 4 fights.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're not the promoter, so he'll probably get, like, the third weight contender.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, it's really funny. Before the fight, they weighed in. Canelo got to 152. Mayweather was a 50 and a half. And then Canelo comes in 165. I was like, yeah, you're too slow.
Yeah. Well,
You can't put on 13 pounds the night before the fight and then expect to be matching speed for speed.
I think he wanted to get him with one, stumble him, and then rush in, which he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But Mayweather's defense was there.
Yeah.
So.
Moving on, there's some soccer news. Gareth Bale, his Real Madrid debut after signing that $100 million transfer, he scores.
All right.
And then, unfortunately, they still draw 2-2 to Villarreal, which I'm sorry, with Barcelona being as good as they are, those points are going to cost Real Madrid.
Big time.
Ronaldo, obviously unhappy that he's no longer the highest paid player in the world, just signed a new contract to be the highest paid player in the world. The details haven't come out yet, but I'll definitely inform you guys of how ridiculous amount of money.
You want to hear something ridiculous? The amount of money he'll make next year when he goes to Manchester United.
He just signed a contract.
He's going to United in the transfer window next year.
Speaking of United, Champions League games start Tuesday and Wednesday this week. We got Manchester United tomorrow.
Versus Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen, the German team. We also have Man City versus Victoria Pliesen.
Yeah.
We've got the defending champs Bayern Munich versus CSKA Moscow.
Yeah.
Good Russian team.
Juventus playing.
Juventus plays.
AC Milan's going to play Celtic.
Oh, that's a good game. Unfortunately, it's not on TV.
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray, the rematch of the semi.
Yeah, that's
Didier Drogba, Wesley Sneijder,
Yeah.
Fernando Muslera, the goalie. We'll get to in our next segment about the underrated positions.
All right.
But
Muslera, really?
Muslera is Galatasaray's goalie.
Okay.
that's something nobody knows.
I didn't know that either. So there you go.
So you got Champions League, and then Wednesday we got Barcelona versus Ajax. Yeah, Arsenal, Marseille. My match that I'm looking forward to because we're in that group of death.
Sure.
Napoli, Dortmund.
You got to see Napoli win. That's what you need.
Yeah, because Dortmund's dangerous. They were in the final last year.
Obviously, Robert Lewandowski is one of the world-class players. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, that strike he had last year where he
Oh yeah.
The flip. Yeah. It's
ridiculous.
Too hard to reenact in this little small space.
YouTube it.
Last year's Champions League semifinal Robert Lewandowski goal is ridiculous.
You know what? I want to hear what you guys have to say about Mayweather and Canelo. So leave a comment underneath this post. All right.
Yep.
I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams. Thanks for watching Smack Talk. Stay tuned for segment 4, our weekly top 5.
Yeah.